Are you focused? We have eyes to see, and our eyes are for focusing. And if we don't focus on the right things, we're going to be in limbo. Or you could be in a learning stage, the adaptability stage. But focus is important because focus leads to completion. Focus leads to progress. Focus leads to accomplishments and satisfaction. So you gotta pick your target and focus on your target. We have to, in this time, in this place and time, we need to focus on transitioning out of the old world order into a new world order, but we still can maintain the focus. And what's going to be changing in this new world order is the different dynamics, upgrades, a more balanced reality, a more forgiving reality, less pressure. Because at the end of the day, why are we focusing on anything when all our destinies are leads to zero anyway? But there is something to complete. In the divinity of the spiritual world that is passed over to the physical world. So we have to take time out to analyze, refocus, rehydrate, restore, to prepare and hold the energy of sanctification. Hold the energy of surety. Hold the energy of blessedness. Holding the energy of positivity and fierceness. It's important to hold these different energies to move us forward. There's always moving. The world is always spinning. We're always moving. We don't really get a chance to stand still. So standing still and focusing is the most important thing you can do, because the world is always moving, it's always changing. So you have to take time out to recalibrate. Stand still. Just like trees stand still and grow, and things are brought to them, offerings, food, everything they need is right where they are. So it's important to be like a tree and be still. Reclaim the stillness in the world that's moving so fast, because that is the true power of claiming the stillness. And in the world that's moving, because you can get lost and you become the workhorse instead of becoming the magnetic, magical entity that you are. Bring forth things without movement, without labor. There's a time and place for everything, but majority of your time should be being still and being focused. Moving for health reasons, of course, yes. Moving because things got to be done. Yes, of course, that's life, right? We have legs. We're mobile. But I think we need to, in order to remember, in order to reflect, we need to be grounded, refocus ourselves, refocus our minds, remember who we are, remember our ancestors, remember our ancient ways. That's when the stillness comes. Be still. In a way that you be still in surety, security, and power. Don't be still in fear. But you need to work that out. If you are feeling negative feelings, I suggest you work it out and be still and work it out. Quiet the mind. Let things catch up to you. Let things come to you. Don't chase. Be like a tree. I feel a tree is the greatest symbol. I apologize for yawning, because every time I make videos, it's always at the time I need to go to bed. But because that's all the free time I have. But being still and resting, you see how well when a person rests, they rejuvenate themselves. Rest is important. I think we forget that in a busy world. And I think we forget that we think we always have to move, and moving is going to make us progressive. But if you're moving without focus, that's not progressive at all. That's just going on a tangent down another path that you don't need to go down. But if you be still and focus, you'll get to wherever you need to get further. Now, sometimes I say when you get where you need to get further, it could be spiritually. Most of the time, 9% of the time, it's spiritual and frequency-wise and vibrational-wise. Getting where you need to go on a vibrational level. And to that vibration is a magnetism. It brings to you what you vibrate. So you vibrate something out. It's like a calling out. And the universe will bring it back to you. So if you out there moving, how you going to be still and vibrate? You know what I'm saying? You have to rest and vibrate and rest and vibrate. And especially women. Women, you should be resting like a tree. Sitting, resting. Focusing the mind. Focusing the spirit. Focusing your intentions. Focusing whatever you need to focus. Reconfigure it. Refocus. Rest. People think resting is being lazy. No, resting is not being lazy. Resting is actually getting the updates, getting the upgrades, rejuvenating, restoring. That's the ultimate power in this society. That's going to be the new paradigm, especially for women. It's going to a new transition. Other than working out and going buy groceries and lounging in the sun and having fun, that's the only movement you need to be doing, honestly. The other movements are just wasting energy. So everything starts in the mind. So if you're not focused in the mind, where are you going? Nowhere. You're not going anywhere. You're just doing busy stuff to keep yourself occupied because you can't focus, or you having nervousness, irritability, frustrations, anger. You're using movement as a way to cope with that. But the real way to cope with it is to center, focus, ask yourself questions of how do you feel, what's the matter, talk to yourself more, spend time with yourself more. That is where the new paradigm is going. you're going to see a lot more balance in the universe, because that's what's needed. We no longer have a choice as women and as a universe to continue to do busy work just to do busy work. We're not busy bees. You know, sit down and refocus. Plant yourself. You know, imagine if the trees could walk. They would never plant themselves down to grow for things that need to grow forth. You know, so it's good to plant yourself. Remember, you are the earth. You must be planted and grounded and rooted in a true focus that's going to benefit you, your children, or the rest of the universe. Like if you don't have children, it's going to benefit you, and you could be an example for other women and men in how to be grounded, rooted, and focused. There's too much scatterbrain energy in the universe. You need to bring it back. Bring the energy back. Because, you know, energy can never be destroyed. So if your energy can never be destroyed, you can use your energy to your benefit in the way you want to use it, through focusing. Don't let people distract you. Distractions and interference and going on tangents is the true enemy. Whatever's distracting you is your enemy from your focus. Like you listen to good music and a commercial comes on, that's the enemy. That's stopping the vibration. So whatever is interfering with your progress is your enemy. So you have to figure a way to take at least 30 minutes to an hour a day or more to refocus yourself, refocus your energy, plant yourself, root yourself. Keep your eye on your target. And practice makes progress. The more you focus, the better you get at focus. And the less you'll be deterred and distracted by interference and distractions. And you can really get to wherever you're going, or get to that vibration you need to get to by quieting the distractions and interference and focusing. Because if you look at your life, oh, it's this, it's that. Even if you are very successful, but you struggle with, overachiever syndrome. That's a condition too. Was just as bad as underachiever syndrome. It's all about in the focus, and it's all about resting. 50% of your time should be resting. And if you ain't resting, you're going to have trouble in your life, and you're not going to heal. If you want to heal, you got to rest. When you go to the hospital, they have thousands of hospital beds because they want you to rest. That's the real antidote, is rest. The real antidote is rest. Okay, lay down. Plant yourself. Let the world do what the world gonna do. The world gonna turn and turn and change and change and change. But you gotta focus. Sit down and focus. You can't try to keep up with what's going on in the world. You gotta focus on you. And when you focus on you, what you want gonna come to you. Because that's the way things work. That's the way the universe works. That's the way energy works. Your energy will find you. But if you too wayward out there and scatterbrained, it's gonna be hard to find. The energy cannot find you. You have to be planted and rooted. Especially as a woman. Men can pretty much for the most part, get by, run around, because that's in their nature. But a woman, she got to be spending most of her time rooted and tutored. Okay? There's a reason why women have periods, not just for birthing and making regenerate a new organ in the body, a temporary organ, but there's a reason. To remember, be rooted, be seated, stop. Stop does not mean a bad thing. Right? When you go to a stop sign, you stop, you look around, you focus and make sure it's safe to travel to the next destination. So when you get your period, it's a time of reflection, a time of resting. Get your vibrational right. Get your mind right. Sit with, like you sit on a throne of authority, a throne of surety, security, power, prosperity, and protection. That should be your throne that you sit on, as you sit with the energy that fills your heart and your mind. If you have anything but that filling your heart, your mind, you might need to definitely reconfigure your life and sit down and think about it. Write it down, journal. Because there's a lot going on in this world. It's going to keep going on. We can't control the world, but we can control what's in our minds. That's the only thing we control. And how we do that? By resting and sitting, working on our emotions. That's the only way to take care of yourself. Rooted and focused.